Big breaking news coming in, and this is from the Indian Navy Chief. After Navy flag bigger decolonization drive, Navy Chief is said planning to rename colonial rank names. Navy Chief says wish to rename petty officer, etc. Also time up for outdated colonial ranks.
हमने एक टीम फॉर्म करके हम स्टडी कर रहे हैं कि क्या-क्या प्रैक्टिसेस हैं जो पुराने टाइम के हैं जो अभी रिलेवेंट नहीं है, क्योंकि नेवीज जो है इवॉल्व हुई है ओवर मेनी सेंचुरीज और उस समय के कई प्रैक्टिसेस हैं वो अभी भी फॉलो कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है या कोई यूज नहीं है, तो हम क्यों फॉलो करें? सो फॉर एग्जांपल हम ये भी सोच रहे हैं कि ये रैंक्स का डिजिग्नेशन भी क्यों ना चेंज करें, या तो मेक इट ट्राई सर्विस, कॉमन ट्राई सर्विस सॉर्ट ऑफ रैंक नॉमिनेशन. एक उदाहरण मैं देता हूं. हमारे जो सेलर्स हैं उनमें एक रैंक है पेटी ऑफिसर. अब पेटी क्या है? Why should it be a petty officer? उसके ऊपर एक चीफ पेटी ऑफिसर है. Why should it be chief petty officer? कई अच्छा नाम दे सकते हैं उनको. तो ये सब हम देख रहे हैं कि सिमिलरली पुराने इतने सारे रूल्स हैं, रेगुलेशन है, ट्रेडिशंस हैं, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है आज के, वो सब चेंज कर रहे हैं.
All right, Gaurav Sawant, our managing editor, in fact was an exclusive conversation with the Indian Navy Chief. Gaurav, this is a part of our battle, the forces battle essentially to do away with the colonial past, isn't it? And that really, what the statement really is an extension of that, isn't it?
It indeed is, and it's a major step that Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Hari Kumar announced here on Agenda Aaj Tak. He said that they're doing away with some of those archaic practices and also the colonial legacy. Indian Navy is reclaiming its glorious historical past, its civilizational past. The message that the Indian Navy is giving out, remember, first with the change of the ensign, they removed the St. George's Cross from it, that red cross on the Indian Navy flag, on the ensign, that was removed, and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's flag, that was adopted, that shape was adopted. Similarly now, why should a naval officer or a junior commissioned officer be called petty officer or a chief petty officer? So that nomenclature is going to go, and the Navy is contemplating whether there should be tri-services, because jointmanship is the name of the game. So they're figuring out whether it's in the Army, Navy or Air Force, there should be same ranks and a similar structure. They're anyway working towards the same uniform, camouflage fatigues on some days, and moving forward thereon. So this is what the Navy Chief announced on Agenda Aaj Tak platform, that he said that they're going to do away or they're working to doing away with ranks, names like petty officer, chief petty officer, and every month one or the other of these archaic systems or the old legacies, they will be done away with, and Indian names and Indian systems will be brought in.
You know, Gaurav, I have two questions for you. One, the very fact that he gave the example of petty officer and chief petty officer, obviously these are not just archaic, these are humiliating as well in simply by the terminology. Second, my question to you is that how soon do we see these changes? Is it going to be gradual, like you just spoke about, or is there going to be an overhaul in the system?
So the process has started. There's a special committee that has been formed. He told us here on Aaj Tak. And this committee is looking into what are these archaic systems that they're going to do away with. There are some ranks that are being done away with. There are some appointments that will be done away with, because they are no longer required in a modern Navy. And that is why there's a panel which is sitting on it. It is deciding it's looking into all the systems that are being followed, because the aim is to have a leaner, mean fighting machine, a lean, mean fighting machine. So when you do that, you also Indianize and remove the colonial legacy, stuff that you do not require, you're doing away with. And those who say that Indian Navy became a Navy only when the British came here, is not true, and that is again something that the Navy is very proudly talking about. Whether it's about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's Navy in Maharashtra, or the Chola Empire even before that, or the fact that India has had a maritime tradition right from the Indus Valley civilization. So 3000 BC and even before that, you had trade ships, merchant vessels, and trade with the Middle East and Africa and so on. So all of that is now being, in terms of education, in terms of getting all that information out in public domain, creating maritime domain awareness, all of that is happening, and this is a small part of that. Do away with the colonial legacy, get back to your civilizational past as you move forward.
Well, absolutely. Gaurav, I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details. Gaurav Sawant in an exclusive conversation with the Indian Navy chief there, who has in fact hinted at doing away with the colonial past, and this, like I said, is an extension of the armed forces. Now the Navy also battling the colonial past.